Okay. Again, well, welcome everyone. My name is Patty Palka, and welcome to tonight's LifeVantage opportunity presentation, which I like to call a freedom plan. And tonight I'll be your presenter, and I want to tell you a little bit about me before we get started so that you can relate to me. We've got people that have been invited to be on this webinar tonight that might be baby boomers. They might be still working, trying to figure out how they're going to retire. And we've got young people on the webinar tonight that are maybe in their 20s, early 30s, and they're just working away and maybe trying to figure out a way to have a home-based business and just finding another opportunity out there to make things work better than the way they currently are. Well, you guys, I have been an entrepreneur most of my life, but I went into real estate back in 1991, and I did that for more than 20 years, and I loved it. And I had the bright idea to start my own real estate brokerage in the fall of 2004, and so opened that up, and things were great until the fall of 2008. And I went over $200,000 in debt trying to keep my doors open. And so I was invited to take a look at this opportunity in about February of '09. And I decided that this was truly going to be an answer to prayer for me. And I got started, and in less than 2 years created a six-figure income. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll go from there. Let's see, trying to make my screen go here. Okay. Did you know that to guarantee $4,000 to $5,000 in monthly retirement income, you would need between 1.2 and 1.5 million in savings? Now, for some of you, that's a lot closer, and others, it's a lot further away. But when you do the math and you try and figure out how much money you have to save every month to even come up with $1 million, you're defeated before you even get started. And so the question is, will you have the money doing what you're doing now to be able to retire at that type of lifestyle? So in the next 5 years, there's a lot of ways that people can make money. So there's people that, there used to be a saying that there was the 2% club, that 98% of the people working would be dead or dead broke by the time they were 65. Well, the statistics are now that that's actually gone down to 1%. And that's really depressing. And what this means is that when people retire, they're going to retire on the same standard of living or better than they were when they were working. Of that 1%, 10% are CEOs of big companies, you know, like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, that type of thing. And 10% are elite performers or athletes. And the majority of us do not fall into that category whatsoever. And then there is about 10% of us that are professionals. We've gone to school, we've paid money for our education. We might be an engineer, a doctor, something like that. And these people do make good incomes, and they tend to be a big, well, 10% of that 1%. But what you may not have known is that 70% of that 1% are actually business owners. So you might ask yourself, well, how do I be one of those business owners? You know, I don't have any, you know, special skills, or I don't have a lot of money to start a business. But so can you still do it? And the answer is yes, in an industry that harnesses the power of duplication or compounding. And that's what we're going to be sharing with tonight. So really, what does duplication mean anyway? Well, let me ask you this. Some of you might have heard this before, and some of you may not have. If you were given a choice to receive $1 million in a month or a penny doubled every day for 30 days, which one would you choose? Well, let's take a look. One penny doubled. Day 2 is 2 cents. Day 3, 4 cents. Day 4, 8 cents, and so on. So by the end of 24 days, you have just under $84,000. Now, if your friend had taken the million and you were doing the penny doubled every day, would you be feeling sorry for yourself? Would you be thinking, I made a mistake? Maybe you would have a second chance to say, I'll take the $1 million. But watch what happens. On day 30, you have $5.3 million. This is in a 30-day month. What if it had been a 31-day month? You'd have had over $10 million, almost $11 million. This is the power, the leverage of duplication and compounding. And that's what we're talking about, a business that does that for you. So part of what my intention is tonight is to help you understand the value of what residual income really is. Maybe you've never thought of this before. But if you were to make an extra couple $100s a month and you had to put forth a little effort to do that, that might seem like not very much money. And you might think, the effort's not worth it for only $200 a month. But did you know that in order to make $200 a month residually, or meaning from like interest, passive income, something like that, you'd have to have $48,000 in the bank earning 5% to get $200. And then just look at what happens to have $5,000. That's where that $1.2 million comes in that you'd have to retire. $10,000 takes $2.4 million. So it might not seem like a lot of money making a couple $100, $300 a month, but the value is that it's really worth to you residually. It's the same effect as having maybe a couple $100,000 in the bank, a $500,000 in the bank. That's powerful because these incomes can be made in 6 months to a year's time. So ask yourself this: how long will it take you to earn enough money to live free doing what you're doing right now? And free is whatever you make of it, not what I make of it. So would you consider doing something different that helps a plan for your freedom? Being in a different career, starting your own business, having more time for your family, resourcing a favorite cause or charity. Sometimes people have all the time and the money that they need for themselves, but they didn't make enough to resource that favorite cause or charity that they always felt like that they would do someday. Sharing information. The difference between success and failure is willingness and action. So you're here looking at a business opportunity. Peter Drucker is a very famous economist, and he says there's 6 key components that make up a fantastic opportunity. He actually says these components converge, and if they're in the same place at the same time, you have a unique opportunity. In fact, if 3 or 4 of them are in the same place at the same time, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Well, the name of the company is LifeVantage, and we actually have all 6 of these trends, and we're going to briefly touch upon them this evening. So timing, missed opportunities, if I had only known. Some of you are old enough on this webinar tonight to remember when Microsoft first, we first started hearing about it. Bill Gates had a desire to put a computer on every desk in the country. And that was hilarious because at the time, computers were the sizes, it took up like multiple rooms. One computer was huge. And so people couldn't quite get their, head around that. I was part of an investment group that had an opportunity to purchase Google stock on its initial public offering, and it seemed too expensive. Recently, Facebook went public. But there's some private companies, or not private, but, Amway is private, but Avon, Tupperware, Herbalife, Nu Skin are all publicly traded network marketing companies. What if you could have joined one of those global companies back when they got started? Where would you be today? So a window of opportunity is just that. It's not there forever. And so what you're looking at here on the right-hand side of your screen is what's known as a business S-curve. All companies go through a pioneering and formulation stage where they're trying to figure out how to manufacture their products, how to distribute them, what to call them, how pretty to make them, all of that. If a company becomes branded, it goes from obscurity to becoming branded. We call that critical mass. And over the next few months or years after that happens, it's usually years, that's when wealth is created. In fact, in our company, LifeVantage, there are less than 75 or 70,000 distributors worldwide. We're operating in 7 countries. And so we know from what the Direct Selling Association tells us that if you can become involved with the company prior to this critical mass point, and you're one of the first 125 to 150,000 distributors, you will potentially share in 80% of the future wealth of that company. Now that is timing. So what are some of the trends in the marketplace and this industry of network marketing? Well, people are working out, right? They're exercising, taking care of themselves. And what about energy? Have the energy drinks, has that become a good, big, huge boom in the last few years? Not necessarily good for you, but it's certainly a trend. And then healthy eating. These are all things that people are concerned about. Well, in this industry of network marketing, there's 15 million independent business associates in North America, over 70 million worldwide, and we are enjoying 20 consecutive years of growth, even in the economy that we've been in. 175,000 people are enrolling in a network marketing business in the U.S. every single week, over 500,000 globally. It's an opportunity to create lifetime residual income and generational wealth. 3 out of 4, or 75% of Americans, have already purchased from this industry. There are 14 companies on the Fortune 500 list. This is the most of any industry outside of the financial services sector. And by 2015, which is really literally just around the corner now, it's estimated that 50% of households are going to be involved in some way in this industry. Someone starts a business in this industry every 10 seconds. LifeVantage, a little bit about the business, the company itself. It is a cutting-edge technology company, and it's in the wellness industry. We are an internationally publicly traded company, and out of over 1,500 companies in the U.S., we're one of only 14 companies that are publicly traded. We are on the NASDAQ. A year ago, this past summer, we were listed on the Russell 2000 Index. That's important to note because the institutional investors that run 401ks and IRAs, those types of things, they go to the Russell 2000 Index for the best stocks to put into their portfolios. That's a really big deal. We have an experienced corporate management team. We're currently operating in 7 countries: U.S., Mexico, Canada, Japan, Hong Kong, Australia, and the Philippines. And in later 2015, we're going to be opening up in Thailand. You know, our company is not a billion-dollar company yet. We're growing there. We're at about $214 million was this past close of fiscal year. In fact, we grew from $3 million to $214 million in 5 years. And in that short amount of time, LifeVantage has made a big enough splash in the industry that the board of directors of the Direct Selling Association asked our CEO, Doug Robinson, to be on that board. So here's a little $214 million company that has our CEO on the board with multi-billion-dollar companies. It's a really big deal. They know LifeVantage is going someplace. So what are these health and wellness products that LifeVantage has? Well, we have products that help people look better. We have products that help people feel better, and also dogs feel better. And then we have energy. And these products are products that are affordable. What are they? Well, True Science is leading edge science-based skincare. It's the only one like it in the world with Nerf 2 technology, and it is $160 for the entire regimen, but the individual products range from $25 to $70. It is very much in line with really good quality skincare products. How about supplements? How many people take supplements? A lot of them. Well, Protandem, unique to the marketplace, reducing oxidative stress an average of 40% for anyone in 30 days, bears the seal of the Banned Substance Control Group, safe for all athletes to take it. Professional, NCAA, and Olympic athletes can take it. It's also safe for like pilots and things like that. It's $40 a month. And then Canine Health reduces oxidative stress. You can see there, Nerve 2 activation for your canine pets. Also $25. And then the energy is $50 for 30 packages. So it's less than $2 a serving. These products are all consumable. There's a huge market space for people and pets. We have 9 patents, unique. 6 in the U.S., 1 in Australia, 1 in China, and 1 in India. There's many, many university medical studies that are going on. They started with Protandem, and this has resulted in 16 peer reviews that can be seen at pubmed.gov. We have exclusive international distribution rights, and all of these product categories are multi-billion-dollar channels on their own: skincare, supplements, and energy. The branding of LifeVantage is continuing with the recent, a year ago, sponsorship of Real Salt Lake, a professional soccer team. It's global brand in the making. We are a leadership empowerment company helping people move from job to business owner. There are 6 components in this opportunity that we're talking about. We've already talked about the trends. We've talked about the company. We've talked about the products. And we've talked about timing. Now we're going to talk a little bit about compensation, how it works, and the system that we have to help you. Let's learn a little bit about linear income versus residual income first. You see, most people are trading time for money. They work once, they get paid once. They're really stuck in a rat race. I was a real estate broker, so I literally was doing linear income. What would happen is if I didn't sell a house, I didn't get paid. So I might have months that I would make great income, but then I might have months that I didn't make anything at all. If you're a W-2 employee, you're trading time for money. You get paid an hourly wage. Salaried workers also are trading time for money. And so are professionals, doctors, engineers. You know, if doctors don't treat their patients, I just came back from the chiropractor just a little while ago, if they're not there, they don't get paid. They don't get a paid vacation, right? Well, what is this residual income? What does that look like? Well, we talk about that by taking a look at this chart again. We talked about the value of residual income being equal to a certain dollar amount invested at 5% in the bank. Well, this is money that comes in month after month after month for work that you did before. So right now I'm getting paid money from work I did 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. So if you had a choice, which income would you choose? When people really understand what residual income is, they almost always choose that. They just can't figure out how to make it happen. So this is what it's our income disclosure statement. This is something that LifeVantage has. We have ranks that are paid from ranks of Pro 1 through Pro 10. That's on the far left. And what I want to draw your attention to is the middle column. These are the monthly average commissions of people that are LifeVantage distributors. And as you can see, the middle ranks, Pro 4s, 5s, and 6s, are incomes equal to up to over $1 million residually. And that's pretty cool. My husband and I reached the rank of Pro 7 in less than 2 years. And we reached the rank of Pro 8 the following year. And as you can see, these incomes monthly are pretty sweet. And we are very proud to say that between the ranks of Pro 4 and 7, we've helped over 100 people on our team reach these ranks. So it's not something that just we were successful with. We're actually watching and being able to enjoy seeing the success of other people that have become like family to us. And we're still looking to help some other people do it too. So what do you do? How do you get started? Well, you have to start the journey. And in order to do that, you have to become a distributor. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. You use these unique products that we just talked about that help you look better, feel better, and perform better. and you share that with others, teaching others to do the same. That's really what you do to get paid. It's not difficult. So, LifeVantage, your vehicle to freedom. How do you get started? How do you become a distributor? We have several options. There's good, better, and best. They all have a $50 business kit that's included. And then you purchase $100 to $200 worth of products. That's a good way. A better way is to purchase a Vantage Pack. It's $630, and that comes with $535 worth of product. The rest is business building materials. And then the best way is the Vantage Pack and the Master Track Event Pass, which gives you a year's supply of training to our bigger events that are once a month. We have monthly trainings, quarterly trainings, and a convention. And so that's what that gives you. All of these ways come with a free website, the blueprint manual, business building and training materials, and an experienced team like my husband and I to teach and support you. So how does the income work? Well, the LifeVantage compensation plan has unlimited income potential. There's first-time payments, which are still linear income. You see, every time you introduce this, you share this with someone who becomes a distributor or a customer, you get paid commissions on the first-time product purchase that they make, that very first month. But the residual incomes, the royalty incomes, which is where the really big money is, that's paid from all the reoccurring purchases of people using the products and buying them again and again and again. And these incomes are very, very substantial. So now let's take a look at something, because we do have a slight overhead in our business where you have to purchase products from yourself on a monthly basis. The DSA makes this a requirement. Our company says that the most you ever have to do is $200 a month. The minimum is $30 a month. So let's take a look. If you paid yourself $200 a month into a savings or a retirement account for, say, 5 years and you get 5%, what would that look like? Well, at the end of 5 years, you would have contributed $12,000. Now, remember the income, residual income illustration? Just imagine if you're putting away $200 a month, how long is it going to take you to get $1 million so that you could retire on $5,000 a month? Probably never going to happen. With that 5% interest, which is really impossible to get right now in the market and this economy, but you would have a little under $14,000. Can you do anything with that? Can you quit your job? No. You can't even quit your second job if you have one, because it's just not enough. It's not going to sustain you. So what we want to show you is how this works. You might be on this webinar thinking, okay, all right, but what do I do? What do I really do? Well, this is what you do. Step one, this is you. You get started. And then you're going to use products on a monthly basis. Like I said, the energy products, $50 for 30 of them. Protandem is $40, helping you feel better. True Science, helping you look better, is $160 for the regimen. That all adds up to $250. Well, your commitment to yourself and your team is 200 volume a month. It's not just your own purchases. It comes from your purchases as well as those of any customers that you introduce this to. So you're going to share and find 4 to 5 people that would like to do the same thing. And so then what happens is we teach them each to do 200 as well. That's their commitment, committing to 200 in products purchased from your business center each month. And then you've done what's called going Pro 1. You've created 1,000 in volume, and that income is an average of $121 a month. And that can happen in less than a month's time, or it might take you a couple of months to do this, but it's not hard to do. Now what do? You do it again. So now these 4 people, you're going to help each of them find 4 people, and you're helping them go 1,000 or Pro 1. And that's how that works. So that now you're going to be the rank of a Pro 2, making an average of $267 a month by helping others go Pro 1. And then you help those people go Pro 2. And now look at this. You skipped a rank. You're at the rank of a Pro 4 making $1,100 a month. And this is only on step 3 in this math model. Step 4, you skipped a rank again and you're a Pro 6 making $5,600 a month. This is all by teaching people to purchase products from themselves and share with others that help people look better, feel better, and perform better. They're consumable, so people buy them over and over again, and they're also unique, patented products they can't get anywhere else. It's pretty amazing. What's the system that we have? Well, we call it the Master Track system. And what happens with this is you literally are given the way to be successful, and you're mentored. It's on-the-job training. It's an apprentice process. You get what's called the blueprint for prosperity. You can't build a house without a blueprint. You can't build a business without one either. So this comes with your LifeVantage business. Now, we've already talked about trends, company, products, timing, the compensation, and the system. These are the 6 components that make up the LifeVantage opportunity. We're looking for what we call VIPs, people with vision. You really desire to make a life of personal significance. You're willing to make a change. We're looking for people with inspiration, desiring to help and inspire others to live a life of personal significance. Life isn't all about you. You're willing to reach out and help your fellow man or woman. And a little bit of perspiration, willing to do the work for the next 2 to 5 years to live free, to build your own life, to build your security, to live your dreams. LifeVantage is nothing but a vehicle that creates resources to help you live the life that you want to live. We make people better, and in doing so, we make the world a better place. You know what? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And so at this point, what are your choices? Well, you can do nothing. And you know what? That's absolutely okay. There's no pressure here whatsoever. You may want to get some more information. And so you're going to want to get back with the person who invited you to be on this webinar tonight. You may want to just become a customer. Again, you get back with the person who invited you to be on this webinar tonight. Or you may decide that you would like to join our dedicated team of LifeVantage independent distributors. We hope that you'll want to join us. Another thing that you might want to consider is going and to your browser and typing in youshouldwatchit.com. youshouldwatchit.com. It's a great 6-minute video that tells you a little bit about the company, and it's also a great video clip to share with people as a first exposure to see if they would like to have some more information. So with that, we've completed our webinar for tonight. We are scheduled to do another one next Wednesday, and if you'd like to do that, you will be getting a thank you email for attending tonight's webinar. If you will reply to that and ask for next week's link to register for it, you can certainly do that, and we'll get that out to you right away. Hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and holiday, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Good night, everybody.